Hello, it's Dr. Blanchard with your parent tip of the week. So, today we are learning about how parental conflict can hurt your children. So, okay, parents, let's keep it real. We know we're going to have disagreements in front of our children, like, right? It's life. It's a fact. It's what happens. We don't intend for it to happen, but it does. But I do think it's important for you to understand when it happens, how it can impact the development of your child. So there is no such thing, as I just said, as a relationship that is entirely free of conflict or disagreement. So that should not be the bar or the standard because it's just not realistic. Therefore, children are going to see you disagree, right? And so it's important to note that a disagreement within itself is not harmful, right? So people disagree all the time and it's very normal. However, um, disagreements can teach children through them watching you how to resolve conflict. So that's why it's not altogether bad. However, it can be bad when these interactions are more frequently, when these interactions are hostile, when these interactions are verbal insults and raised voices, it can threaten the interconnectedness of the family dynamic over time. So these are the things that I want us to focus in on. Am I being hostile in front of my children? Am I using verbal insults in front of my children? Is it happening on a weekly basis? Um, is my voice raised when we're having these interactions? So these should be the bar, parents, not, okay, we're never going to do this because that's not realistic. It's about how we do it, the frequency. Um, and do we actually ever get to a point of resolving the problem? So, the reason why we don't want to do this, parents, is because children can internalize these interactions as forms of depression, anxiety. It can make them start to withdraw, and they can just have like a dysphoria type of mood about them, right? So that light in their eye, that energy, that happiness that you used to see over time will just fade away. So again, we're not shooting for perfection. We know that that can't happen, but we are, and we do need to be aware. So I want to give parents a few tips to kind of help them to guide them through this process. So the first tip that I want to say is you need to develop fighting rules. Yes, you need to have a way that is safe enough and feel safe enough for you to have disagreements. And so you need to create actual rules to govern how we interact or how we talk about or have difficult conversations. You need to try to not discuss hot topics, topics that you know have a tendency to escalate or you have a tendency not to be able to control. You need to learn how to take a pause, right? Sometimes just taking a pause can help you to like collect yourself, regroup, and go back in being the best version of yourself. You need to accept sometimes that we are going to disagree. And we're not going to come to an agreement because our views are too different. So I don't need to convince you to see it from my perspective. You may never see it, and I need to accept that. You need to pick a place that promotes peace and balance, right? So maybe have conversations only in nature. Maybe only have these difficult conversations around a body of water. Sometimes we have to be really intentional if we're trying to make a change for the best that can impact, the well-being of our family and our children. And then sometimes you just have to take space. right? You just have to take space and hope that within that space you come to a resolution and you're able to come back and come to an agreement that both parties can agree on. So thank you for tuning in. Please, please, please remember to like this channel. Remember to share. Please, please, please remember to send in your questions for free expert advice from Dr. Blanchard. Thank you.